Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special pair-up showcase that we're going to be doing today. And it's a very interesting one because usually, whenever you think about doing pairings, you would try to diversify the said pairing in order to make the most out of what advantages that they have, and then also patching up the previous character's advantages. But, as it turns out, it's actually entirely viable to have two sword users, and we're going to be using two of the most iconic characters in the series, Marth and Marth. We're going to be using these two, and before we actually do that though, I just want to show off what their equipment is before we begin the video. Give you an idea. In the case of Lucina Marth, we have Strong Attack 4, 5, and 6, because all three of those combos on her are particularly useful. As well, we're going to have Rainstorm, Armor Strike, both very good to have, and Pair Up Plus. The reason why we're going to give her Pair Up Plus instead of Warrior Plus, and as an added note, if you're going to give anyone Pair Up Plus, it's because you're going to be using them the most. This stacks with Solidarity, and that's what makes it very useful. As for the other Marth, Marth Prime, let's call him, we're actually gonna give... He actually doesn't have as much in the way of differences. Strong 5, just because that is his most useful combo, in my opinion. Warrior Plus, because he has higher skill combined with higher strength, in comparison to Lucina Marth. As well, Rainstorm if we ever feel the need. We're not going to be using him that much. He's mainly a support unit at this point. As well as the Anti-Triangle. Anti-Triangle is a fantastic weapon attribute, and I highly recommend it to anyone that is still uncomfortable with using multiple kinds of characters, because as we know, most sword users tend to play very alike to each other, or maybe you don't feel comfortable playing a different weapon class and you want to be able to patch up the weakness of your main character. Anti-Triangle helps make the difference. In this case, for all intents and purposes, just to give you guys an idea of how Anti-Triangle works, it actually, for all intents and purposes, it is still a sword. It does not change what weapon they are in the weapon triangle, but it reverses the effect. So in the case of swords, they are going to be strong against spears and weak against axes. And this is perfect because on the flip side, a non-anti-triangle will complement it perfectly. This means that the only neutrality, as in white stun gauges, will just be for the swords. So before we actually begin, we're going to have some people guard the forts for us, because we're going to have this duo do basically all the work. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, have them pair up with Lucina, and now the two Marths are off to the races. Alright, wait for Marth to get over here. Now, the thing about Lucina and Marth, what makes them so effective against dragon types, is the fact that they have the Draco Slayer. And this would also mean that you can't actually add another weapon attribute to them that has a Slayer. But that's okay, because, to be honest, the majority of people you would be fighting would be dragons as well. Like, we're talking about Corrin, Camilla, Tiki, and, of course, the Fafnirs. So, yeah, the main thing about this one, for those of you guys that don't know, this is the Rendezvous Disruption from the DLC map. So this is the one that you'll find on the Heroes Challenge. So yeah, we're gonna get ourselves started here. What I particularly like about Lucina, she and Chrom, they share the same moveset, and it's a very jack-of-all-trades kind of moveset. In this case, the combo 5, it has armor breaking capabilities, as well the combo 6, as well as combo 4 have pretty decent AoE, as you'll see over here. So mostly you would open up most combos with a combo 3, and then finish them off with a combo 5. Sorry, combo 4 into combo 5. As well, combo 6 has a lot of AoE to work with. It is one of the best AoE effects on a sword user in the entire roster. So yeah, we're gonna basically be going business as usual. And yeah, like pretty soon, like we can't really show off right now because we're going up against monsters and Maniquettes, but we're actually gonna be fighting against several spear users, and we're really gonna show off how well these two complement each other in the context of using Anti-Triangle. It's very useful. In order to unlock them, you have to go to the Noble Lady of Kalen and finish the level 41 quest. It'll give you the Axe Reaver. One of them gives you Sword Reaver, but the one that you'll be looking for in this case is Lance Reaver. It is a sword that is super effective on the combat triangle against lances. Extremely useful. Alright, so I guess we'll just head our way in through the middle. You know what? Let's make a scene. We'll go into the middle. The name of the game is just like as we would with any kind of pairing, in that we would have the person with high skill or overall higher stats play with the dual warrior specials, whereas the Vanguard would do whatever damage that they usually do. Alright, so yeah, we'll do a combo 6 and build up as many KOs as we can. I might also want to consider switching into Marth, because we have a large amount of people. So in most cases it would probably be combo 4, combo 5. Here we go. Yeah, and he's going to build up a meter really quickly. Here we go. Awesome. Yeah, and because also, like, we're fighting against sorcerers, these guys are actually weak to physical attacks, so we're not going to have too much trouble with these guys. Alright, I'm looking at the map right now, and there are a few captains that are going to fight against us. Oh, got my armor broken there. That was fast. It shouldn't matter though, we're not planning on getting hit too many times, and remember, the thing about Armor Strike is that even though it is fairly easy to have your own armor broken, the fact of the matter is, the dual, or when you have your pair-ups, they will guard you, and that meter fills up really quickly, so you don't actually have to matter about getting damaged most of the time. So obviously, so long as you're careful, and you're not constantly running into attacks on purpose, you should have no problems. Go ahead, switch into Marth, and we're gonna see how this goes. Alright, I don't think yeah, I wasn't... Oh, I think I did catch Celica, actually. Yeah, Marth has awesome range on his Dual Warrior special, as you can see here. It looks very nice, too. Alright, so how many people did we get? We got all of them. Wow! That is some serious damage. Now we're gonna go against Celica. Of course, she's a sword user, meaning we have the... We do have that neutrality. Let's see how this goes. It's not enough. But that's okay, we'll proc some Lunas. And that's the armor break. And this next combo should be able to do it. Perfect. Alright, and there's going to be some more disruptions on the left side of the map, so that's where we're going to be heading next. This is a fairly easy combo to use, and the thing is, I highly recommend beating those quests on the Noble Lady of Kalen stage to get yourself those Lance Reavers, because once you start getting anti-triangles, you actually don't have to worry so much about leveling up too many characters. You can just really focus on one. Like for example, let's say you're new to this game, and you mainly just use sword users. This helps you just continue making the most of that. You'll still be using sword users, and you won't have any problems in regards to weapon triangles. It's extremely useful, and I highly recommend it to most people. Like, really, I've noticed more and more as we continue to play this game, is that when it comes to having difficulty fighting against other captains, or you feel that you're not doing enough damage, it really just does come down to your equipment. Levels don't actually mean that much. Like, you could be level 50 or level 99, and you would still have the same amount of effectiveness, or the same relative amount of effectiveness when you're using all of your attributes to their fullest ability. Obviously, some attributes are better than others. In this case, like anti-triangle is a really good one. Rainstorm should be on like every character. You get a nice little damage boost from your. Combo strong attacks, things like that. More often than not, though, if you see something that has like a 5,000 KO hidden skill, then definitely get that. And that being said, like, I highly recommend also for newer players that are getting into this for the first time, is to go after the DLC map. The DLC map has a lot of good stuff, and it gives you a lot of the most powerful weapon attributes for free. There is no reason not to do it. So as you can see over here, we're fighting against a Lance user, but it's no problem because we have Marth. Marth with an anti-triangle. So that's basically all it. And we're basically almost done. We only need 60 KOs to go. That's perfect. Okay, break this guard. And that's pretty much it. So now the middle is going to open up for us, and we're pretty much on our way to finishing this entire thing. Didn't even take us that long either. But yeah, like, it really just goes to show that you don't even need to worry too much about the weapon triangle if you invested too heavily into your sword users, or if you've heavily invested into like even axe users or any lance users, for example. You don't have to feel left out. You can go ahead, switch into Marth, get some Luna procs in, and then go for that dual warrior special. This should be an insta-kill for Corrin and the fort captain at the same time. Like, Marth is actually a fantastic unit, much better than a lot of, like, most of the times that I imply, personally. Obviously, it does come down to playstyle, but in terms of being a support that has dual warrior specials, he's definitely a standout. Okay, so then we're gonna have a Velazark happen in the middle. Part of your success in this game also does come down to how familiar you are with the game scenarios. So if you're able to get a head up on your maps, then you're gonna have no problems at all. You're gonna get S ranks without any issues whatsoever. Okay, so this time he's vulnerable to me, and there's that yellow. Remember, whenever you're fighting against Velazark, if you have the opportunity to get the yellow stun gauge, and that's signified by the two arrows pointing down beside their name, then definitely expose that before you actually start. Here we go. And we're gonna go for another one, and this should be the kill. Dual warrior specials are so fun. I guess that wasn't it. Okay, I guess we're gonna finish it off with Lucina then. Alright. And that should do it. So, that basically does it for showcasing what Anti-Triangle is capable of. It's a very overlooked attribute, and I'll admit that I actually overlooked it until a commenter told me about its existence, and thinking, wouldn't it be a good idea to put certain characters together with Anti-Triangle? And that's definitely it. At this point, we don't even need to worry about the combat triangle, as the developers are so keen on reminding us of in this game. Anyways, that basically does it for showcasing the two Marths, and I look forward to see you guys in the next showcase. Take care, everyone.